Hi, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for coming in. I hope you all know me. Except I can see few new faces, and it's my special thanks to people who have brought their friends. So my special thanks and a warm welcome to the people who are not already registered with us. And this is one of the initiatives which is an integral part of all our career management initiatives which are offered by Sharp Group of companies. How many of you think life is what happens to you? Just raise your hand, please. Can I see? Oh, I can see a hand. And how many of you, I know the answer, but how many of you believe that life is what you make out of it? A career means life is under your control, whereas if you leave it to things or circumstances which you assume are beyond your control and you don't do the needful to take charge of your career, you end up being a person who thinks life is what happens to them. I do hold the professional qualifications as well. So what I'll be discussing today with all of you is basically real life tips. Jobs are basically to earn money, to make your ends meet and just to survive. Career is that dream which you want to achieve, and it can be a doctor, a lawyer, an accounting profession. But this seminar is meant actually for any field or any profession. You can have jobs without career, but you cannot have career without job or jobs. And then it's a matter of how you optimize yourself, how you perform, and how you grow, which in itself is a science and an art. You cannot avoid the initial phases of your career. You have to start with the startup jobs, but depending on your background, your qualification, your hard work and your dedication and your commitment to be what you want to be, that's what today we will be. First question usually which will come to anybody's mind before you are ready to start your career is, where should I start? First, you should also be planned, and you should also do necessary planning as to where to look for a job, what are the best sources. Half of the job market is not advertised. So for example, even if you look at Sharp Group of companies, whatever number of employees we have, I can tell you at least half of them were employed based on a reference. These positions were never advertised. It's a big plus when somebody enters a company with a reference. It is already a good start. So you are already almost 20-30% through. So what does it mean? It means what you have to do when you're ready to find your first career job, you have to start talking to people. According to me, if we want to summarize the whole process of finding your first career job, primarily you can summarize it into 3 phases. First phase is your resume. Next phase, I summarize it as to interviews and tests. The third and the last stage, I call it, is the references stage. You cannot underestimate the importance of resume, because no matter how qualified you are, no matter how experienced you are, no matter how good you are, you cannot possibly find a job without first sending your resume. And if some big name will come up with a vacancy or with a position, for example, if there is a junior accountant position with Bell or Rogers or RBC, I don't want to advertise these big corporates through this seminar, but these are the names we all know. These are the top names of Canadian market. When it comes to banking sector, we are talking about CIBC, RBC, Scotia, TD, BMO, anything. If these names will come up, if you talk about professional side like PricewaterhouseCoopers, I belong to PricewaterhouseCoopers, or Ernst & Young, those kind of accounting firms, or even manufacturing or industry side, if you talk about Unilever, Procter & Gamble and all those, These are the places, if they come up with a vacancy, believe you me, they get thousands of applications, not hundreds. They get thousands. Then is it humanly possible to go through each and every resume carefully and try to figure out who has applied and who is good and who is not good? It's generally, of course it's possible, but it's generally very inefficient. First, there is a mechanical screening process. You may sometime end up using, we call resume softwares. So if you get thousands of applications, it's like advanced Google search. You put few keywords, few key sentences, and out of trillions of things in the world, within seconds, you get in front of you what you are looking for. So it's very, very important, and I hope by now you will realize that it's extremely sensitive to take care of your resume. You have to make sure that you 100% comply with each and every requirement which is given in that posting. 99.9 is not acceptable. Be very sharp, that's our slogan. Be very sharp, be very precise, to the point, give a very professional, commercial, efficient image. You are creating your image at every step of your job search process, because that means you have to now distinguish yourself even more. Generally, applicants and candidates think interview starts when you actually go for an interview, but there is a whole lot of homework which you have to do. Otherwise, you are running a very high risk of not performing to your best when you go for this interview. Tough competition. Never take it easy. Always assume it's going to be the most difficult, worst possible interview. What distinguishes machines from humans is called soft skills, which includes your hard work, your temperament, your personality, your communication skills, your team building skills. Soft skills more important than hard skills, that it's a much more painful and much more expensive and much more tough process to find a team with perfect or acceptable soft skills compared to hard skills. If you ask me, hard work and reliability as to targets and self-sufficiency, they are very, very high level, top desirable qualities, because of the fact that it makes the whole organization very, very efficient and very, very productive, and ultimately businesses are meant for generating maximum value.
No, because in reality, there's a lot of politics in my work environment. And based on the qualifications you have here, I don't see advancement on these people who are like with the soft qualities. Because what I'm seeing is if you're in a management position, what they prefer is people who are ruthless. They could fire people at any time without fees. That's the way I look at it, and it happens everywhere. How do you?
Now, first of all, an excellent question. Very, very important question. Extremely sensitive question, but extremely important, and I'm so happy that this question is asked. Because fact of the matter is that this is that misconception, global misconception, that it's the office politics, and it's that favoritism, and it's that discrimination which results in some people progressing in their careers compared to others who probably have same qualification, probably work harder, but then they feel that, you know, we are just waiting for our promotion, and this group of people within our organization, especially if it's corporate and multinational environment, okay, it's this selected group of people which can be 5 or 10 or 50 or 100 depending on the size of the organization. They are getting all those promotions, they are moving very fast in their career, and they are being rewarded left, right and center, and it's all because of this politics, because I know this person does this, or this favoritism or discrimination. I'm sorry, but this is a big misconception. The important point is, what is written down there. If you fail to plan, you definitely plan to fail. Make sure that you give that interview call as much importance as you will give to the interview itself. You have to do necessary research and background work before you go for an interview. Always assume that it's a meeting, not an interview. Treat them as your client, because that's where the money is and you are in your best behavior. Even the salespeople and everyone, when client comes, client is king. So you forget all your worries, a smile comes on your face, you try to get the deal. So treat this job opportunity as a deal which you want to win. In my real professional life, I have personally experienced each and every of these examples. Means not as a candidate. When I interviewed people, I have seen people with all these situations. You have to dress up appropriately to show that you have given time and seriousness to this day. That shows respect for this day and for this interview. Okay, sir. Stand up, please. Your name? Sri. So it's in random order, so I don't know. Okay, what are your strengths?
I have an experience in the small business people, the AAA business solutioning. I have some quick work to make the financial statement, and I have currently doing the Sharp programming. I'm doing the Excel and the bookkeeping. I have an experience with the financial statements.
Okay, have a seat. Good answer, but unfortunately all hard skill, whereas this question is supposed to be mainly soft skills. When this question is asked, remember they are trying to focus on your soft skills. It was, I would say, 80-90% not correct. I have to be very factual here because you all should learn from this experience. When this question is asked, your focus is supposed to be on soft skills, your personality, because your resume had already gone. They already know what you are doing. They have reviewed it carefully. They want to know about your strengths. And always, of course, rightly so, your answer was linked to accounting job, but it can be in any profession. Always, every question we will answer today or you will answer in your interview, you will always try to link the answer with the situation you are sitting in, with the business size you are sitting in, with the company you are sitting in for the interview. You will link that answer to everything which is expected by that employer. Remember, step into that employer's shoe. Do empathy. Look at things from their point of view. So the question is, what came first? How many of you think that the egg came first? No answer. How many of you think chicken came first? No answer. Even I don't know the answer. I think they both came together. Anyways, now that is your huge challenge. Coming back to the topic today, that this market has this huge challenge. No matter what profession you are in, it's this chicken and egg situation. The best solution is, no matter where you are, whether you are in a college or a university, no matter whether you will graduate after 1 year or 2 years, doesn't matter. No matter whether you are currently unemployed, doesn't matter. Whatever your situation is, you have to bring valuable Canadian hands-on experience on your resume in whatever field you are working in. Whatever we discussed today is more of a human resource side, but you go through our website, you can look at all the things. We provide all kind of support programs. You can also feel free to get in touch with my group of companies or with me personally. I'm on LinkedIn also, my email is there. and our website address is there. And it would be our pleasure, and we'll be honored if we have some feedback and some comments from you. And of course, congratulations. I'm quite confident. Just don't take it easy, but on the other hand, don't get this impression today that it's just too complex. I don't think I can handle it. No, it's not. It's as difficult for you as the first baby step is difficult for that baby. But it's a natural process. Once you practice, it becomes you. It becomes your personality. Then you can go to anywhere you want in your career. Okay, thank you so much. It was wonderful having all of you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.